I expect a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Punches here are good, punches here are good. Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. Touch him up.
He's fair, but he's firm. He's about the best man I can think of to referee this fight, a veteran of 137 championship fights, Joe Cortez from the Nevada State Athletic Commission, one of the very best in the business. Mike Tyson under the tutelage of Jeff Fenech of Australia. Jeff Fenech, the two-time Hall of Famer. He's in both Halls of Fame.
A great guy to have in your corner, good guy for motivational purposes, get to talk, to relate to Mike Tyson. For McBride, this first round is about his nerves and about his chin. They will both be tested.
All right, let's see what happens. McBride kind of taunts Tyson as Tyson moves around. Is it another Peter McNeely deal, or can he survive the first upper round? Kevin McBride is a colossal man. All my friends, including my mother-in-law, Mary Kelly, watching in Ireland, seeing what the big kid from Ireland can do. He attacks Mike with the light left hand, nothing there. Mike bobbing, weaving, and goes right downstairs, and the big guy tries to put his weight on him. Kevin McBride, decked out in the tartan trunks. Mike in his traditional black trunks stands in front of him, showing some movement side to side. That's something we haven't seen in recent fights by Mike. Big question, don't forget, he hurt his knee against Danny Williams in his last fight, and it eventually cost him the fight. The big guy from Clones in County Monaghan in Ireland pounds away at the head of Mike Tyson. So far, Mike hasn't done anything. There he loads up a body shot, but it whistles past the big belly of the Colossus guy from Clones in Ireland.
And during his glory days, Mike Tyson had that great head movement on the inside. He championed defense first and then launched into his punches. Mike Tyson's defense during his glory days is probably the most underrated aspect of his game. He was a great defensive fighter to set up his attack.
You see him feinting a little bit, trying to get McBride to shift. He feinted with the right-hand lead and then came with the left hook. So Fenech has him doing some things, even though Mike, in the interview in the dressing room, didn't seem to give him that kind of credit. But I can see things that Mike is doing tonight that he wasn't able to do in a couple of his previous fights against Etienne, even though he was successful, and certainly against big Lennox Lewis. Here he's not panicking. He's taking his time. He goes upstairs. The crowd goes nuts, but these punches are falling short. McBride hangs on him, tries to pound him with the free hand. McBride is a giant of a man. Look at this. He's not afraid of him, I'll say that.
No, well, there has been no fear of Mike Tyson. A lot of his recent opponents, because of what's happened to Danny Williams, showed that. So we will see a gutsiness here by McBride, try to use his size. Boy, the crowd jumped up when he threw that left hook, even though it was short.
Well, there's no question the crowd very heavy in favor. You know, this fight was in Boston and New York. You might get a good Irish crowd out here. But this is a different kettle of fish here in Washington, D.C. They're Mike Tyson fans here. And there's some good Irish joints, by the way, in this town, but not enough to support Kevin McBride. They're here to see Mike Tyson knock this guy out. Oh, Mike just whistled that right hand past the jaw. There's the left hook, a punishing body shot, cracking to the ribs, that one to the hip. Tyson loading up shots, and look at this guy. McBride trying to hang in there and give it all he has against the one-time great Mike Tyson. Now Mike has stopped the head movement, loads up the right hand, sails up over the shoulder of the big guy. You know, it's a big jump because this guy is massive. 30 seconds to go, Dave, in the first round.
That's why he wanted to go to the body and court gut him like a fish, try to get him down a level, and then open him up for that left hook to the head, which has always been a phenomenal signature punch for Tyson.
It's a tough job for Joe Cortez, but he's doing a good job so far. He's strong enough to handle these guys. You know, I'll tell you, that's a tough job. Now, look at this guy trying to get the jab out there. Mike has only come to the body once. You know something? The Colossus has won the first round. I think he'll get the round on the scorecards. He certainly did more than Mike.
And he got through it. Big thing in terms of getting himself settled in emotionally here.
On my scorecard, McBride has won the first round. So the people in Ireland are thrilled, especially around County Monaghan. The big factor for McBride is that he's not afraid, and that's a real important thing. Jeff Fenech talking to Mike.
The overhead view. Here's Tyson coming in. Good left hook there as McBride wants to try and contain Tyson here after Tyson had been going to the body. Launching the big left hook in for McBride. Fortunately, about 2 inches to spare before it hit his chin. So he had the good reflexes there to knock off the shot. Tyson did manage to go to the body. Good right hand. And working underneath against the bigger guy. Throughout his career, Mike Tyson did have a lot of trouble against taller guys.
Well, he might be having a little bit of trouble presently. That one shot to the body was the only shot. Now Jeff Fenech has told him to get some more movement again with the upper trunk and start to pick it up a little bit. He lunges a la David too, and now Tyson is on the assault. Now there's a sense of urgency. Now he wants to stop this guy. Now he wants to pick up the pace, and the crowd loves it. Big McBride hangs in there and bangs him on the inside. He is not afraid of this guy. Joe Cortez trying to let him fight, but when they get tied up, he has to separate the two. McBride not exactly huffing and puffing. He protects his face. Goes to the left-hand lead that time. He's got his shoulders squared up a little bit too much to get power with his right hand when he lets it fly. He's got to throw some right hands and try to nail Tyson.
At some point, he'll gamble and see what that brings him. He's had a little bit of a survivalist mode at certain points of the fight, given Tyson's aura, and he's been working through that, showing he's not afraid at other times in this fight. He needs to pop the jab out, use the reach, and try to neutralize Mike Tyson. Taller fighters have been able to go long rounds with him.
Well, you know, he's trying to do that, Dave. He ties him up on the inside, and when he stays outside the kill zone of Mike, Mike is having difficulty trying to reach him with his jab, and then, you know, that's why he left his feet to throw that big left hook. Mike has got to do what Fenech trained him to do, and that's work the body downstairs. He tries to do that, but McBride pulls out, and he doesn't get hit. That replay we showed you in between rounds was the only big body shot that Mike hit him with in the entire first round. And so far, no shots have been landed in this round. This round's up for grabs. Either guy can win this round.
And if McBride gets through the first two, you know, his confidence level has to soar, regardless of what happens, just because nothing has been expected of him here, and he'll see himself in this fight, and he'll see himself being in position to contend if he's still here, say, a couple of rounds from now.
Well, they're satisfied to have their left side tied up on the case of McBride and the right side of Tyson, and Whale with the free hand. Now, Mike hit him with a good body shot. He comes back upstairs, and there's a legal shot that time, and Joe says, you got to keep it up. But you know something? Last week I saw Ricky Hatton hit Costa Azul with a low blow that really turned the tide of the fight. So even though it's illegal, unless you lose the point or lose the round, you know, it really helps you.
And sometimes it's even worse if you lose the point if it's the right low blow.
That's true. Tyson, no stranger to doing strange things in the ring, but that wasn't intentional. That was just one of those things, because after all, he is 7 inches shorter than this guy. The thing that I like about McBride, and I'm proud to say I'm Irish, is that he's showing some Irish toughness in there.
Yeah, he's showing that, and he's staying on the outside. Yeah, if he could jab and stay outside and keep the jab in Tyson's face, he's going to be here a while.
Got to throw some more right hands with bad malice and forethought. Hey, who are you giving the second round to?
You need to McBride here.
I got to give it to McBride, too. Tyson didn't land anything big, and McBride was the busier of the two. I get McBride winning the first 2 rounds of this fight. Tyson so far can't get to him. There he is, Kevin McBride. Now, mind you, Dave, he can't afford to make any mistakes either.
Not one. He has to have a perfect fight in order to be around at the end. But there's a leaping hook by Tyson, misses, and McBride able to get his in while Mike Tyson's leaping at him. There's some vintage uppercut work by Tyson. The left hook missing. You don't see Tyson missing many left hooks. You saw 2 in a row there that he did. Now let's check on the low blow by Tyson. It is low. He's backing up, and the left hook got in low, and he was warned by Joe Cortez.
He's going to need some of Russell Cates and Jono's pain away to take care of that